Dear friend, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Today we will be presenting a very good topic. Our small request to you is, please subscribe the channel, like the video and share to others. Your inspiration will motivate us. Thanks a lot. Happy watching. The bell curve. What is a bell curve? A bell curve is a common type of distribution for a variable, also known as the normal distribution. The term bell curve originates from the fact that the graph used to depict a normal distribution consists of a symmetrical bell-shaped curve. Bell curves, normal distributions, are used commonly in statistics, including in analyzing economic and financial data. Why is the bell curve used? Assume we have 1000 employees in our organization and we find that their average age is 32 years with a standard deviation of 4. Using the standardized normal distribution explained above, we can conclude that 680 employees, 68% of 1000, will be within the age range of 28, 32 to 4 years and 36, 32 plus 4 years. 68% of employees will be within one standard deviation of the mean. 950 employees will be within age of 24 years and 40 years. 95% of employees will be within two standard deviations of the mean. Only 3 employees will be either less than 20 years in age or more than 44 years in age, and 99.7% will be within 3 standard deviations or 0.3% will be outside this range. The normalized distribution or a bell curve-based analysis can help us plan employee benefits, set up office environment to cater to the appropriate age groups, identify career growth aspirations and also project attrition, hiring needs etc. History of the bell curve in performance appraisal. While productivity of employees has been measured since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the bell curve gained popularity when Jack Welch, the famed CEO of GE, implemented this within his organization. The concept has various names such as stacked ranking, forced ranking, rank and yank, and the vitality model, and is described as a 2-0, 7-0, 1-0 system by GE. It says, the top 20% of the workforce is most productive, and 70%, the vital 70, work adequately. The other 10%, bottom 10, are non-producers and should be fired. This system, while credited with increasing GE revenues five-fold, has been labeled as too harsh, said to affect employee morale, and has been the subject of a fierce debate. Each coin has two sides and the same applies to bell curve performance management too. Let us explore the benefits and challenges with normalization of the performance appraisal scores. Benefits of performance management based on the bell curve. 1. Identify top performers through the bell curve grading. 2. Removing manager bias. 3. Identify suitability of employees in a job position. 4. Manage training needs. Disadvantages of bell curve. 1. Too rigid. 2. Not suitable for small companies. 3. Loss of morale. What are the characteristics of a bell curve? A bell curve is a symmetric curve centered around the mean, or average, of all the data points being measured. The width of a bell curve is determined by the standard deviation. 68% of the data points are within one standard deviation of the mean, 95% of the data are within two standard deviations, and 99.7% of the data points are within 3 standard deviations of the mean. How is the bell curve used in finance? Analysts will often use bell curves and other statistical distributions when modeling different potential outcomes that are relevant for investing. Depending on the analysis being performed, these might consist of future stock prices, rates of future earnings growth, potential default rates, or other important phenomena. Before using the bell curve in their analysis, investors should carefully consider whether the outcomes being studied are in fact normally distributed. Failing to do so could seriously undermine the accuracy of the resulting model. Financial analysts and investors often use a normal probability distribution when analyzing the returns of a security or of overall market sensitivity. In finance, standard deviations that depict the returns of a security are known as volatility. For example, stocks that display a bell curve usually are blue chip stocks and ones that have lower volatility and more predictable behavioral patterns. Investors use the normal probability distribution of a stock's past returns to make assumptions regarding expected future returns. Bell curves are also sometimes employed in performance management, placing employees who perform their job in an average fashion in the normal distribution of the graph. The high performers and the lowest performers are represented on either side with the dropping slope. It can be useful to larger companies when doing performance reviews or when making managerial decisions. Thank you.